Shalom. I want to start off by saying Barakathe Hawa, Barakathe Shai, Barakathe Hawa, Bahashem Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and enough respect to the brothers that are out there pushing and are spreading the truth to the four corners of the world. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Shai. I had a block on my channel, and so a whole lot of things going on right now. But so the point this video has to be really quick. So I'm gonna probably jump around on precepts, and when I go into certain words, because the device I'm on doesn't belong to me, and I have to give it back before the owner wakes up. So with that, we'll just get into it right now. If you really pay attention to what he says things like, it depends on what kind of chip it is. Right then and there, you should let him know, okay, well, if what you have is not the chip, then what is? What qualifies as the microchip? All right. There's a lot of holes in what he's saying, and then he talks about he says what he has in his heart, or what he has in his chest is a box. But the question was, is a microchip. Okay, you see how Esau does? You see how he you see how he lies? You have to really pay attention to his words. Look him in the eye and pay attention to every single word that he says, every pause that he takes. Examine it. Okay. Now, most people watching this video are not going to get swayed, by this at all. But I'm doing this because today it is a pacemaker. All right. Tomorrow is going to be something else, something more convincing. All right. Because I looked into what pacemaker is. All right. And this is what it looks like. And they have certain words like these words that we have been using. And that is why Esau used this example. Okay, it says a pacemaker is implanted under the skin. All right, a small incision, a cut is made. Okay, these are the key words that we use a lot And these are what you're using to counteract that. Okay, so like in Luke chapter 8, okay, starting from verse 5, it says, a sower went out to sow his seed, and as he sowed, some fell by the wayside, and it was trodden down, and the fowls of the air devoured it. And some fell upon a rock, and as soon as it was sprung out, it withered away, because it lacked moisture. And some fell upon among thorns, and the thorns sprung up with it and choked it. And others fell on good ground and sprang up and bare fruit 100-fold. And when he had said these things, he cried, he that has an ear, let him hear. All right, verse 11. Jump to verse 11. It says, now the parable is this: the seed is the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Those by the wayside are they that hear. Then cometh the devil and taketh the word out of their heart, lest they should believe. Okay, like that lady that asked the question in the video. Okay, or like the man that said that his wife, believes is the microchip. Now, see the things that he says. He looks so benevolent and truthful and kind, and like he's gonna trustworthy, but everything that he says is actually dangerous. Like if you don't really hear it, if you're in the world or you don't have, the spiritual eyes and ears to hear it, but it's really dangerous because he's actually giving the people the go ahead to go and take the chip. All right. And if you do, what happens? It's over for you. All right. So go to verse 15. It says, but that on the good ground are they which in honest and good heart, having heard the word, kept it, and bring forth fruit with patient. All right. So this is who we're trying to be. We're trying to be the seed that fell on good ground. We're trying to be rooted in this world, in this word. Okay. Like we don't want to be swayed back and forth. Okay. And to do that, we have to really know this word. Because like I pulled up here, a small cut or incision, we know those words are related to Revelation 13:18 charagma. We know that. But simply knowing that charagma means a cut and an incision is not enough. Okay, because there's a lot more to that word. Okay. There's a lot more to it. And I had to be taught too. So we're probably gonna get into it, but the title, it says, it's set for defense for this truth. Okay, defend the truth, the gospel. Okay, and so what you want to do is that, what is Ephesians? Let me go right here. Right, Ephesians chapter 6. I'm gonna start from verse 13. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all, to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with preparation of the gospel of peace. This is the point. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherein ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. Okay, we want the shield of faith because we want to defend the truth. We want to be rooted in this truth. And the scripture tells us that faith cometh by the hearing of the word. Okay, the more you hear this word, the more you study, okay, and keep it in your heart, the more the more you can defend this word, the more you are rooted, the more you become the seed that falls on good ground and spring up with fruit. This is Revelation chapter 13, 13 and 16. It says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that has the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Okay, so we get into that. All right, we all know charagma. Okay, the word mark means charagma. Most people watching this know, which means what? Okay, let's go. In this context, it means a scratch or an etching. Okay, so an etching means to cut in, to make an incision. All right, under to make to cut something into something. All right, it's just that's what an etching or a scratch. Okay, so if it says to receive a mark, they have to receive something that scratches or cuts under the skin. Okay. Now, like I said, knowing this is not enough. Okay, so we have to go into the root word of that. So in the root word of karagma, it's right here in the Strong's definition section. It gives us karax, all right, which means to sharpen to a point, all right, through the idea of scratching, all right. So karax is a pill or stake, okay, a palisade or rampart, uh, a palisade between which earth, stone, trees, and timber are heaped and packed together. Okay, in this context, it means a stake, okay, a palisade or a rampart. Okay, so what, like a needle? A needle is fashioned a stake. I mean, a needle is fashioned after a stake. Okay, so karagma, to order to receive the etching or the scratch, it has to be done by the manner of what karax, okay, a stake or pill. All right, so a needle. The delivery method is a needle, and now we're going to the root word of that. Okay, karax. It gives us graphle. All right, make sure it's working right. All right, am I mute? All right, no. Right, it gives us graphle right here. Okay, and what does graphle means? Graphle means to write with reference to the form of letters. Let me just jump around, get the point across. It means to write down, okay, to record, all right, to give information, okay, to fill with writing, okay, right? So graphle is what? To give information, all right, to give a record of something, right, to write, all right. So we know that what, so through graphle, Carax means the pill. It has graphle. Okay, it has information, your medical records, your um your bank records. Okay, everything about you. It has it in the RFID chip. When they brought it out, that's what they said. It has everything in it. Your name, your birth certificate, everything about you. Okay, every information about you. Okay, they have it in the chip. Okay, and then the delivery method is the needle, which is fashioned after a stake, Carax. Okay, and then the procedure, the method of which they give is what charagma, which means a cut or an incision. Okay, it's a very complicated thing, and so the chip has to really meet all these criteria. It has to meet all these things. All right, so if you have a pacemaker, yeah, a cut or an incision is made, but what else? Okay, it wasn't made. You know, it's a completely different thing. On top of that, it's actually, let me see. Okay, aside from the fact that it's not in the arm or it does not help you buy or sell, okay, it doesn't have as much information as it should have, or probably no information at all. All right. It does a signal, okay, to your heart and makes your heart beat at the right pace. That's really all it does. You can't go to a vendor, okay, get some you buy something, go to the vendor and they tell you, hey, this is $20. Okay. You can't tell them, you'll feel my heartbeat 20 times and I'll pay for it. It doesn't work that way. All right. So, understand this. You have to be ready in this word, man. You have to be ready in this thing. You have to be ready to defend it, to be rooted in it. Okay, to watch videos. Okay, so um, like I said, very quick. Um, and then beware of Esau, man. Beware of these times. The times are coming, man. In the last days, we are in the last days, man, and a lot of liars, right? A lot of false prophets are coming forth. All right. So, be be strong, man, in this truth. All right. So with that, I want to say shalom. Yahweh Shemiel Shai Barakatha to all the Akims, all right, and the Akwas that are listening in truth and sincerity, and may the blessing of election be upon your house. All right. So with that, I want to say shalom.